Um, I know myself to be what Hegel calls reason. And when you know that, you understand that whatever I say or have said will become very famous one day, because reason is the one consciousness which knows itself to be the totality. And I know that the world is my mirror, but the world doesn't know it. But I know that someday the world will know that it had been my mirror all along. And I must be honest with myself. I know that my job, with the limited capabilities of mine, is to reconcile myself with the world, to reconcile the world with itself, man with man, to reconcile uh, the world with God, to reconcile God with God, and to reconcile myself with God. That's a Herculean task. And as an empirical human being, I'm a privileged white. Uh, I've spent the past 10 years of my life reading books, um, and I know the world from an intellectual standpoint, but I'm a German idealist, and I know that uh, abstract knowledge needs its own negation to be concrete knowledge. So you have to make the abstract concrete so that it might truly be fulfilled, which means I want to live my thought and to think my life. And when I look at the state of the world, I see countless horrors, injustices, crimes, decadence, filth, misery, whatever. And when I realized for the first time that this world was my world, I was so shocked that I wanted to stop thinking. I wanted to forget. I wanted to remain within my own private interests. And yeah, but now, many years later, I have understood that I need to become one with the world. It's a logical necessity, one might say, but um, I want to feel at home in the trash, in the filth, in the dirt, in the suffering. I want to suffer, and I want to be punished by the world, because I have created punishment and suffering within the world, and my empirical self does not like it, but my higher self knows that it's divine retribution, and I must find the strength to accept uh, being divinely punished for my sins. And if you want to know why I'm a sinner, you just watch my videos, the ones on alt-censored cultural Hegelianism, all the things that I've said, written, done. Yeah, and just look at the world. That's yeah. But I um, I have an anecdote. In 2019, I was in a hospital bed for many days after an accident. And if I wanted to make a joke, I would say it was an accident of the substance, but that's not very funny. Uh, and I after many days or a couple of weeks maybe, I was able to to sit in a wheelchair and to appreciate going outside and appreciate the light of the sun. And I said to myself, people who are in wheelchair, they are so privileged, because when you are when you are lying in a bed with no access to the outside world, you cannot see the light of the sun. But once you're in a wheelchair, you can appreciate this moment of beauty, which is the ray of the sun. And I have to justify the whole of creation I did not consciously create the world as it is, but I want to reconcile myself by rationally explaining the state of the world, the suffering in the world, and the way things are. And I think of a psychopath in a Hollywood movie, John Kramer, which says that when confronted with death, he learned to appreciate every glass of water. That he said, those who do not appreciate life do not deserve life, and you have to find your happiness in having a glass of water. Or you can think of the scene of the apple in Into the Wild, when you are hungry and you find one edible apple. It's the greatest joy you could ever wish for. And I need to find myself in the trash and the dirt and the filth, and to extract myself out of it, and to appreciate the negative aspects of existence. Because when I look at the suffering that is inflicted upon mankind, uh, I cannot I cannot reconcile myself with mankind as long as I have not endured and suffered as much as they have. I don't like it personally, but I like it intellectually, and it seems fair to me that whatever I have inflicted upon the world shall inflict upon me. That's justice. And yeah, so I want to have a full experience of being. I want to negate the negative and to reconcile myself spiritually with the world. And that's what I had to say. So yeah.